Hello, I'm here. I'm here, two-tone. Stop dripping. I did put out a message. I got called into work for an hour. Well, not even that, but half an hour. But I needed to be sure I'd be back on time. Everyone all right? Obviously, don't go on about the fucking scar on my head. If nobody's ever crashed a motorbike, road rash takes a while. I guarantee that'll fuck off. It'll just take a couple of weeks. I will remain a handsome devil. And let's be honest, even with a slightly fucked up face, I am still better looking than most of you howling bastards in the chat. Anyway, how are we doing? Alan, Jim, Sean, Mark, Craig, Origami, James, Patriotic Brit, Kevin, Slip, Mark, Malcolm Burry, Sauber Two-Tone, Matt C4, Obi, Son of Max, Bex, Jimmy Ray, hope you're doing alright, Jen Wilson, JVP, John Eyre, and everybody else that I've missed. Now then. Right. Really turning out well, isn't it? Importing a bunch of desert fables from the Bronze Age. Yeah, fucking brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, it's pretty... boot face, that's a good one. Boot face. Yeah, you boot face bastard. You know, it's a weird insult my dad always uses. My dad calls everyone something face, cunt. He always says, like... he once called a bloke from Holland a Dutch-faced cunt, which I didn't understand. Like, I don't see how that's insulting. Yeah, something face is his favourite. Doesn't really make any sense to me, but then almost nothing he does makes sense to me, which is why I was forced to wade into a melee about 6 years ago when my wife was there, because my pensionable father started punching people in the 20s. He's not a very sensible fella. Fuckface, that's always a good one. I like shit lips. Yeah, he's not a man of logic, my father. Maybe that's definitely where I get my temper from. I remember I shared a video years ago. I don't actually know if it's still on my YouTube channel, but I did secretly tape him once because we invented this game. Because my dad's such a fucking lunatic. He's like me, except but more bad-tempered. Me and my wife invented this game where we used to put my phone on silent and set it to film, and then I'd put it down next to me, and we'd basically purposely ask him questions to rile him up, and I'd tape him going fucking ballistic, and then I'd show my friends it in the pub and we'd all laugh. Because he's an absolute psycho. Like, you think I get angry, he does it in the front room. And my missus will be sat upstairs sometimes and she'll say, I sound as if you're gonna have a fight with your dad. And I'm like, no, that's when he agrees with me. Like, when he actually agrees with me, he sounds like he's gonna kill me. I'll be like, oh yeah, Keir Starmer, he's a cunt. And he goes, Keir fucking Starmer, that cunt, I'll fucking tell you. And I'm like, Jesus. And she's upstairs going, fucking hell, I thought your dad was gonna kill you. I said, no, if you listen carefully, he's going, I agree with you. I fucking agree with you, you cunt. It's like, Jesus. You want to see him when he doesn't agree with you? It's like spit and fucking teeth flying everywhere. He's like punching his own teeth out with his tongue because he's flapping so aggressively against the inside of his mouth. I don't understand how he's still alive. He must have blood pressure in fucking 8 figures. Anyway, nobody wants to talk about that old cunt. Let's do the news. Yeah, anyone got any interesting ones other than the obvious that I'm obviously going to have to talk about? I have to stop saying that as well. A sentence, you know, the human brain needs time to process things, right? So every culture evolves these words that you put in to give you a bit of time, like right? I know the Japanese do one, they go ito, and I know the Chinese have one that apparently sounds a bit like a racial slur. I don't know if anybody's heard that, but apparently the Chinese word for sounds a bit like, what would it be? Some form of racial slur anyway. So it's like, you're Chinese and you're momentarily confused, racist bastard. Sorry for drinking a lot of him. I went for a run, then I went to work, and I literally haven't sat down. Then I jumped in the shower and I haven't had any water for an hour and a half. Dutch shellers moved their UK to London. That's good. See, what I don't understand is why we haven't just shaved 0.01% off the corporation tax, and just poached everyone. I don't understand. Do you guys remember years ago when, that'll be it, Kevin, but needless to say, I'm not repeating that common Chinese idiom. Do you remember years ago when Theresa May gave a really, really good, fiery speech to the European Union, like way, way back when she was very first elected? And she tortured the European Union, just said, do you think the UK is full of fucking idiots? Like, if you guys start playing hardball, we'll cut corporation tax, cut income tax, offer cash incentives. We can do things that you can't because we're going to be a standalone nation that's nimble. And if you guys try and put us in the hurt locker, we're just going to suck all the life out of your business sectors. We're just going to drag them all over here. Why haven't we done that? Again, because it's a con, right? So Maybot talked sense until she got in Downing Street, and then she turned into a rat. And Boris talked sense until he got into Downing Street, and then he turned into a rat. And it seems to be this thing again. We are being sorely failed by our clueless shit cunt leaders. They say all the right things until the second they put their fucking $2,000 shoes onto that bastard doorstep. And then all of a sudden they turn into the same faxed neoliberal shill as all the rest of them. And you know what it does make me feel relatively hopeful for, though? Maybe the UK will never really become a full-blown sort of communist dystopia, because maybe Keir Starmer or Jeremy Corbyn or anybody else who runs for any of the fucking Green Party or whatever, maybe they all just to say all the shit that they think the supporters like, and then the second they put their expensive shoes on the step of Downing Street, they like walk through the door, and it slams shut behind them, and all these shadowy dudes come out the darkness wearing their expensive suits and go, hey, yes, we are the globalist cabal, and now we're going to tell you how this is going to work, fuckface. Because that's the only thing I can think. Like, you guys might not remember it. You have to be quite obsessive with politics to know this. Although maybe you do, right? Because you're probably obsessive about politics if you fucking watch me. But that's what happened. Like, Theresa May said all the right things. She gave a fiery speech. I don't know the exact date, but I listened to it. And I was like, well, that's spot on. That's exactly what you tell the cunts. Say, listen, shit lips, to one of those twats in Brussels. I'm going to tell you how this is going to go. When we buy more things off you than you buy off us, you haven't got us over a barrel. It works the other way around. We have a trade deficit with you, right? So you need us more than we need you. That's just basic bastard common sense. So this is how it's going to work. If you take the piss out of us, we're going to play hardball as well. We're going to sit down, look at every one of your income tax policies, corporation tax policies, business tax, incentives, and we're just going to shave a few percentage off all of them, and our incentives, we're just going to add a few percentage points to them. And then what are you going to do? What are you going to do about that? But she said all that until she got the bastard job, and then all of a sudden, she was as weak as a rich tea finger being dipped in the fucking world's hottest cup of tea. Have you noticed that, by the way, that in Starbucks, they have invented some device that's not a kettle, which somehow exceeds what I always thought was the finite boiling point of water. If you get a cup of tea at Starbucks out here, the fucking bag bursts into flames as soon as it touches the water. And then you fucking pour the milk in and it boils off. And you've got to sit there for about 2 hours before you can drink the bastard thing. It's like some sort of terrifying adrenaline-fueled event trying to drink a cup of bastard Starbucks tea. Anyway, I'm just waffling now. I'm just waffling. We'll do some news. Watching a Remembrance Day parade. Yeah. Transgender para. Listen. This is just a fact, right? The Veterans Day Google Doodle. I might have even saved it on my hard drive. I wonder if I can put it up. Although no, because when I start fucking looking for images, pissing around my computer, everything goes tits up, doesn't it? The problem is, I will say, I don't think I'm the only one doing this. Oh, look, see, that wasn't meant to go up there. What's that doing there? Go away, you. Now there's angry bootnecks all over the place. Can I alter that one? I will say that it is difficult to do two things at once, isn't it? When you've got a set of balls. I've been assured that women are extremely good at multitasking, and when it comes to doing multiple things at the same time, chicks are where it's at. They can just do it. Blokes sort of find it harder. And me, I could definitely do this better if I had a female brain. You know, maybe if the lefties are right and you can have a female brain, I'd like one because it'll allow me to stream with more skill and alacrity. But I don't. Unfortunately, I've got my bootneck brain, which says if you try to do two things at once, you're fucked. No, I can't find the picture. I did save the Google Doodle. There's one I just found out of interest we can look at. Look. There's a good one. Oh no, I've swapped the bootneck for it. A vegan diet is unhealthy and dangerous for infants. Says fucking 800-pound land mammal. I mean, that thing should be in the fucking sea. Let's just have it said. And don't let it be said that I pick on fat people, right? We've all got a bit of extra timber. I could lose 20 pounds, right? Definitely. Got a little bit of extra timber around the midriff. I'll concede that. I'm not taking the piss out of fat people. I'm taking the piss out of fucking whatever that is. Because having a bit of extra timber, right? Let's get rid of that. It's making people sick. Having a bit of extra timber is not a big deal because we all overindulge. It's evolution. We were starved of good food for so long that we started, seeking out anything that was high value, anything that would keep us alive for a long time. So, obviously, look, and now I've kept the fucking fat bird and got rid of the bootneck. So, obviously, there's nothing wrong with overindulging a little bit, but I do think, and again, it might sound judgmental, I don't care. If you totally give up and you get in excess of about £400, because it is rare, right? If you totally give up to that extent, I think it is casting aspersions on your character, because you basically have just give up, haven't you? I think if you're proper fat and lazy, instead of just being a normal person that puts a bit of timber on, I think it's basically sort of like, yeah, you won't be a good employee because you're probably quite slovenly, like you don't care. Again, I know it's not true in every case because I have worked with lads. There's a lad who I work with now who's well fat. He's probably about 250, 260. Don't know what that is. What's that in Clem? In Middlesbrough, it's Clem. He's about fucking 20 Clem, right? Obviously, it's not everyone, but I think it's a guideline. Like, a lot of proper fat people will be mega fucking lazy. Like you're because you can't get that fat like that Belgian health minister. You can't get that fat unless you put some serious dedication in. Like, you've got to go on Record Breakers. Dedication is what you need. Like that. You're hanging out your ass. Oh, no, don't make me. Lick the butter. Like, you have to put real fucking effort in to get an absolute cowhead like that woman. Yeah, buffalo head. Buffalo fucking head and buffalo ass. So I think that's a fair comment. Again, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I do. You shouldn't be that fat. Now, wrong with being, a couple of stone overweight. We've all been there. All bought and paid for, especially when you get into your 30s and your 40s. But fuck me, that one, swallow. She'd have to swallow the contents of the entire Chinese Navy's bowels to get that fat. She'd have to gobble the entire Indian and Chinese infantry battalions to get the calories necessary to look like that fucking... More chins than the Chinese phone book, that fucker. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'm just gobbing off now. It's been 15 minutes. Let's do some news, shall we? I will have a quick look at some funny tweets because they made me laugh. This one, absolutely quality. Everyone's done a video about it. Rotten Politics has done one as well. Worth looking at. Have they took it down now? Oh yeah, it's gone. Fucking arseholes. But I will say, in his defence... Who sent me that? Have a picture of a woggle-eyed toilet as a reward. Cheers. That's a good one. That reminds me, that's what a friend of mine went out with one of the celebrity slappers when I was at Limson Commando, he shagged this proper rat's bird who half the barracks had been through, and he said, when I went down on her, it was like putting my tongue on a 9-volt battery. Why would you go down on a woman that's seen more pricks than a second-hand dartboard? He must just be an adrenaline junkie. So I don't know, but I wonder what the Bootneck will be angry about tonight. Yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it? This one again, it just really riles me up. Tulsi Gabbard's been talking about this, saying it's unfucking believable that anyone who even remotely disagrees with a full-blown communist gets called a bastard white supremacist. I mean, it's so obvious. Hardly anyone is a white supremacist. It's probably, in actual fact, it's probably about 0.001% of the country. I don't know what the numbers are of the Ku Klux Klan, but there's hardly no one in them. Probably, 20, 30,000 of them? They basically call everyone that isn't a communist a white supremacist. And Tulsi Gabbard, who's a left-wing Democrat, was like, it's a bit fucked up that anyone who disagrees with aggressive pro-Antifa commie fuckers gets called a terrorist, a white supremacist terrorist. Like, no, that's not how it works. And like I said, if the mad cunt saw, he's like, oh, what the hell happened to you? I was like, it's called integrity, communist. Ted Bundy got a fair trial, for fuck's sake. I mean, this is how mad they are. Charles Manson, Ted Bundy, doesn't matter what the crime is, Ian Huntley. They get a fair trial, we go, oh yeah, horrible piece of shit, lock him up, and then we forget about it. This cunt, he disagrees with the commies, so they've put him on TV every single bastard day, and they're on there every day. He's a terrorist. He's a white supremacist. He's not a white supremacist. What did he say? He wasn't marching up and down the fucking road going, Ich bin gestompen gesagt, and shooting at anyone who was brown. And all the people he shot were white guys, for fuck's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ. What? Every person he shot was a white bloke, because communists are all middle-class white arseholes or mentally ill fucking agitators. None of them were black. In fact, have you seen a Black Lives Matter rally, especially in England? It's whiter than Glastonbury. There isn't any black people there. How the fuck do you kill 3 white people and get called a white supremacist? I mean, fuck me backwards. That's like saying, oh, you're a diabetic, you cunt, all you eat's fucking Snickers. No, it doesn't work that way. Although, yeah, it does. If you eat too many Snickers, it'll turn you fucking diabetic. But what I'm getting at is, it's like being a vegan and only eating chicken McNuggets, for fuck's sake. It's like a bloke robbing Greggs, right? He robs Greggs, runs in with a shotgun, give me all the fucking sausage rolls. Don't want any cash. No, I hate cash. I just want sausage rolls. Oh yeah, put a few steak bakes in there. And he escapes, and the media's like, oh, there's a fucking vegan terrorist. What the fuck? How do you kill 3 white blokes and get called a white supremacist? If you want white people to take over the fucking world, you don't only kill white people, you thick twat. Fucking hell. Seriously, that is how daft it is. Vegan terrorist. What does he steal? Sausage rolls, you cunt. He'll eat nothing else. He injects fucking sausage fat into his veins because it gives him a power-up. The fucking lunatics. Like the victims, all 3 of them, pasty white guys. Fuck a white nationalist. It's like the Black Panthers only killing fucking black people. I absolutely cannot believe it. So yeah, the world's gone. I say it every week. Every week I say the world's gone mad. And every week, something fucking more mental goes. Yeah, they call it's fucking mental, Alan. They do. A black woman wins on the Republican ticket, and they call her a white supremacist. A white man shoots 3 white people, white supremacist. He's the worst white supremacist in fucking history if he's a white supremacist, isn't he? I want white people to take over the world. How are you going to achieve it? I'm going to murder all the white people with a fucking big gun. Come on then, to explain that plan to me, fucking Einstein. Honest to God, it's mental. It's mental. If a little fat black woman can be a white supremacist, I suppose anyone can. Stevie Wonder should be our top fucking aircraft pilot. Like, this is the world we're living in. Although, that reminds me, I don't know if I've told the story before. When I was on a train in Britain, I swear to God, this is a true story. When I was on a train in Britain, a fucking bloke came down asking for tickets. And I swear to God, if he wasn't fully blind, he was definitely like 80% sightless. He was proper boss eyes and he like couldn't see and he was like stumbling down the thing and he was like, tickets please, and you were passing him your ticket and he was like pretended he could read the fuckers and handing the tickets out. And then when the guy came over the tannoy, whose only job is to talk, he was like, hello, Idia, welcome, we go next to Elia and Wamanche and the Glasgow. I was like, what the fuck? Why don't you give the job to the bloke who's got fucking eyes, the job of getting the tickets checked out, and the cunt who's got perfect diction and talks like a newsreader, put him on the fucking tannoy, and instead they switched it round, so you've got the one-eyed fucking sightless bloke who can barely navigate the corridor of the fucking train, and it's a straight bastard line, and that's it. There's no corners. They've got him checking the tickets, fucking Stevie Wonder, and then they've got the... But he's got perfect diction, and then you've got the guy on the tannoy whose only job is to talk, who could barely speak the fucking Queens. And when you're from Middlesbrough, it's very rare you can criticise somebody's English, but this fucker was definitely 2 notches lower than me on the totem pole. So you can't, if that's not emblematic of the fucking UK, I don't know what is. Everything. We're like the type of, we'll hire giants to go mining and dwarves to be firemen. It's fucking lunacy. Everything that's upside down, we do. We do. What do you need good eyesight for? Pilot, get the blind school emptied. What do you need to be tall for? I don't know, fireman. Get a load of dwarves in here. You fucking cannot make it up. I swear to God. Right, I haven't even done any news tonight. I'm just fucking pissed off talking shit. Let's do one news story before I leave. Right. Liverpool Women's Hospital explosion. Terror, of course. Of fucking course. And you know what? I am going to find that. I'm all over the place today. But I am going to find that bastard tweet because I want to show you this thick twat. If there's one where I can find and they haven't took it down. Where's Darren Grimes? He had one up. This thick Labour twat. Rotten Politics made a video about it. Go and watch that if they've already took it down. Where are we? Come on. Yeah, this one. Here we go. Is the audio work?
If you would, on what's happened outside at Liverpool Women's Hospital yesterday morning.
I mean, absolutely shocking that that would happen anywhere, but particularly outside a women's and maternity hospital. Obviously, we pay our respects and send our condolences to the family of the man who lost his life. And obviously want to thank the emergency services for the way in which they responded.
While you're on, Mr. Ashworth, I just want to get your thoughts, if you would, on what's happened outside at Liverpool Women's.
So, the reason it would be funny to make a video about this, Rotten Politics video was good, but I'm leaving that alone because I do feel like it's a little bit disingenuous. Everyone jumped on it to have a go. Darren Grimes, Nigel Farage. But the issue there is that Jonathan Ashworth is a typical modern politician, not fit to lace the boots of any of the sort of pre-1960s prime ministers. The man is a fucking moron, operating 50 times above his pay grade. But he's not pro-terrorist there, is he? What he is, he's a fucking thick twat. He hasn't done basic due diligence, and he isn't aware that the guy who died was not the taxi driver. He thinks the guy who died was an innocent or a hero. He doesn't know the guy who died, the suicide bomber, is what happened there. So I don't think it's a gotcha. And if we start doing the gotcha like the left wing do, again, I hate it when we try and cancel them. I hate it when Ted Cruz or the American Republicans play the same game the left do, and some fucking Democrat says something ridiculous, but it's a gotcha. And they all jump on it and go, oh, look at that. No, Jonathan Ashworth is a stupid, ignorant, self-serving fucking weasel. And he's a thick cunt. But he's not really trying to send his condolences to the terrorist family there. I just think, so it's a bit disingenuous, that. Yeah, Rotten Politics, he didn't. But it was fucking funny because it's worth showcasing because he's a thick cunt. These people are thick as fuck. Jonathan Ashworth should be working in Boots. And not even behind the counter, because he'll fuck the till up. The count will be wrong. He'll fuck it up completely. He'll have to take his shoes off to count to 20. So Jonathan Ashworth is a fucking idiot. But he's not a terrorist sympathiser. I don't think. Mate, with Labour, you never know. Tommy, we'll cover that now. So, UK terror threat's been raised to severe after an explosion outside the women's hospital. He survived the blast, the taxi driver, but the passenger was killed. Was killed. You mean he blew his fucking own nuts off because he's a jihadi? What do you mean he was killed? Ooh, was it a policeman? Let's have a fucking riot. No, he blew himself up. Because he's a fucking devoted follower of Snack Bar. Oh, yes, he is. Fucking arsehole. When a homemade bomb exploded again, it doesn't say that it was his. His passenger was killed when a homemade bomb exploded. He committed suicide with a fucking homemade IED that he put on for the sole intent of murdering innocent women and kids. That's what happened. It wasn't, a passenger was killed when a bomb exploded. He had the cunt round him. He zipped himself into it. Right? He went to the fucking special building with the bell end, with the golden bell end on top, and then he had a few fucking meat-free sandwiches with his friends at Alan's fucking world-famous snack bar, and then he blew himself to bits on purpose because he's a follower of a Bronze Age fucking desert fable written by an illiterate fucking goat herder whose followers, if they weren't indoctrinated into it as children, even they think it's dog shit. Because I never met a fucking lad in Middlesbrough who was born and raised in Borough and went to my school, whose parents hailed from a nation that follows that fucking Bronze Age shit show and didn't think it was total bollocks. Told you my mate Atif, his mum and dad tried to get him to do an arranged marriage. He was like, these cunts are fucking mental. And then he went to Thailand and he was conquered deep in a prostitute and he was saying, yeah, cheers then. Follow the fucking religion of pieces. Fuck this. I'm in a titty bar and then I'm going to the water park. Now, if that was the attitude of everyone, we'd soon clear the world of fucking Bronze Age mythology. Get them to a lap dancing club, shot them down the fucking water slides at Wet and Wild, yeah? Shot a few tins into them, fucking done. De-radicalised. I should be running the Bastard Prevent programme. I'd take them out, take them to a comedy club, have a fucking good laugh, pour some tinnies into them, Wet and Wild, few times up and down the fucking log flume at Flamingo Land, whatever. Show them a good time. It's all you need to do. Then they realise, fucking hell, this praying lark is fucking dog shit. Can't eat bacon sarnies, more than one mother-in-law, praying all fucking... It is fucking dog shit. Easy. Put me in charge. Anyway. Police said the motivation for the attack was unclear. Unclear. Why do people shout something about a snack bar and then blow themselves up? Why? It's totally unclear, governor. You know, this is the modern copper. Yeah, the old days were like burly blokes with tattoos who used to be in the Paris, smoking. I'm going to fuck him up, governor. Now, a load of little fat midgets fucking standing round in the police diversity hires with purple hair. What was his motive, Sarge? It's unclear. He just shouted something about the snack bar and the next thing he killed every cunt. Probably linked to white supremacy. Yeah, let's go and show fucking Whitey what's what. Jesus Christ. We don't, like, how many times have I talked about the meritocracy? The police are fucking useless now. My mate, I told you, he was a Met Police, one of my many sources. He was a Met Police and he lasted about 2 years and he said, you know what, I can't handle this, because he was fit and he was robust, mentally sound and fucking good at his job. He went, I can't do this anymore. This whole fucking station is full of useless cunts. And yeah, we are fucked. This is the last days of Rome, I'm telling you. It's seriously in the shit. Home Secretary, pretty fucking shitty, who is about as much use as a chocolate fireguard, said the threat level had been raised from substantial to severe. Basically, lads, you're fucked. It's severe 365 days a year because there's probably about 100,000 people on the watch list now. There's more people who want to blow the fucking own nuts off in the middle of a crowded tube than there is want to get on the bastard tube. Because normal people are like, oh, it reeks of shit and it's full of tramps because it's in London and they've fucked the city up. And I used to walk around it 20 years and there was hardly any homeless people and there was hardly any litter, and now it's full of fucking human shit and needles and smackheads injecting things into their eyeball on the back of the bus. It's a fucking shithole. You've got more people happy to detonate their fucking themselves than want to willingly get on the bastard tube. London is a festering shit pit, and if that's not proof of what liberal utopias do to countries, I don't know. It's a microcosm of what will happen to your entire country if it adopts the policies of London. London, fucked. Nice conservative shire somewhere in Somerset, Harrogate, somewhere out the way where all the posh people live, fucking brilliant. Multicultural, multi-ethnic fucking... I seen a cobber eating a bastard pigeon on the streets in London. It's like walking around the fucking wet markets in Beijing. Total cesspit. Absolute shithole. And we're like, oh yeah, weird. No, your policies have done this. You've turned it into a fucking toilet. And all of those 1,000 men every day that rock up at Folkestone, 999 of them are going to go to London because they don't want to go anywhere else. That's where that's where it feels like the back home. So off the pop into London and off we fuck. And they call it the Great White Flight. Ooh, it's not the Great White Flight. Again, stop making it about race. It's anyone who's got money and the ability, thus the ability, to fuck off. They don't call it Asians. Have you seen them in America? Asian women earn more money than white men. You go somewhere posh, it's all Asian people. Fucking all of them. Why don't they call it a different coloured flight? Oh yeah, because it's not with the narrative that the whole fucking world's in ruins because of bastard. Because of whitey. It's not white flight. It's anybody who's got 2 pence to scratch their arse with is taking off because London is a shit pit. And if you're voting twats like Sadiq cunt, that's what you get. An entire nation of shit pit. So do it at your peril. Do it at your bastard peril. The death of Conservative MP Sir David Ames, who was stabbed multiple times, therefore led to a crackdown on social media. That'll fix it. Yeah, she is pretty. Pretty shitty. Fucking... And you know what? I used to like Pretty. When she very first got the job, I was like, oh yeah, she'll get it done because she's of the right background where they won't be able to call her a racist. Well, A, you can call anyone a fucking racist because we're living in clown world. And B, the little pot-bellied fucking dwarf isn't even remotely interested in fixing the problem anyway, because those aforementioned white flight areas where all the rich people fuck off to, she's in one of them. You think she's going to live in a flat above a kebab shop with 8 Nigerians beneath her? I don't fucking think so. So first of all, never use that term. It's not white flight. It's anyone with money. Because we're living in a world now that's gone totally fucking mad. And it's not bifurcated by race. It's bifurcated by ideology. On the fucking left, you've got shit for brains communists, far left extremists, BLM, Antifa, full-blown anarchists, psychos, the Greenpeace movement who would fucking dig your granny up and fuck her rather than step on an ant. These are the loonies on the left. And on the fucking right, you've got the forces of order, which is the fucking majority of the public. And they don't do it by colour or creed or religion or nationality. They do it by ideology. Conservative ideology. Make the world the same as it was when I grew up. Conserve that which we had. The peace, the stability, the happiness, the parks, the walks in the street, the village cricket games and the summer fetes, and not the fucking Notting Hill Carnival where you see a copper getting twerked on by a fat black man in a fucking dress. That's not conservative. I didn't see that in 1980. I didn't see it in 1990. I didn't see it in the noughties. It's about the last 8 or 9 years when the world's gone completely tonto. Up is down, left is right, and a 12-inch fucking lob on is apparently a set of beef curtains. That's the world we're living in, the crazy fucking world, the new age where the world's gone absolutely bonkers. The brave new world. Yay! How is this success story going for you guys? Everyone happy? You guys happier than you were in the 90s and the 90s? You're more confident that your kids are going to be all right walking to school today and not see a fucking bloke in a gimp suit rogering his boyfriend over a park bench while the coppers ignore it? Not see a grooming gang getting a gobble off an 8-year-old girl and say, all right, morning, lads. Sorry, can't stop now. Got to go and delete some fucking tweets. That's the world we're living in. Yeah, cheers. It's all going well. It's all going well. Yeah, brilliant. Again, I don't need to say any of this. I don't need to write anything, say anything, do anything. Walk outside your house for 10 minutes, walk around the town with your eyes fucking wide open and tell me it's better than it was 15 years ago. Do it. Walk around Paris, walk around London, walk around San Francisco, walk around Los Angeles, walk around any bastard where in the Western world and you will see shit all. So they can spin it whatever they want. They go, yeah, but we control the mainstream media. We've got all the academics and the people of quality. Well, we've got the fucking people. We've got the masses. And the masses can fucking eat the people of quality if they so choose. And if you don't stop reducing everybody's nations into shitholes, it's not going to go well for you, is it? And people like me want to walk it back from the brink. I don't want to see the revolution. I want everything to calm down. And you only do that by stopping this insanity, purposely winding people up. I mean, do you guys remember? That is what my resident troll used to say, oh, you wind people up. You wind people up, communist. You guys are like, revolution, revolution, we need a revolution, let's have a riot. I'm saying we need to walk it back by just going back to the fucking 90s. The policies of the 90s, controlled immigration, slow integration, slow changes, very, very slow changes, slow everything. Patience is a virtue. Now it's just fuck it, change it. Grand experiment on a monumental scale. All the little kids have decided they want to change the gender. Fuck it, let's do it. What can possibly go wrong? No. Calm the fuck down. Do what we know works. Patience. Stability. It's so fucking obvious. And they go, oh, look at these right-wing rabble-rousers. No, the 90%. 90% of people aren't woke. 90% of people aren't communists. Left, centre, right. Anyone even near the middle is saying, this is shit. The centre-left is saying it. This is shit. Let's wind it back to when the world makes sense. Right. I was particularly angry tonight. My throat's a bit sore. I think I'll leave that. Yeah, Tommy, you are lucky. This is what I'm on about, though. It's not white flight. It's all the people with the means are moving to the little villages out in the middle of nowhere. That's where I've gone. On the fringes of Santa Barbara County, where it's quiet. Town's got about 40,000 people in it. Leave me alone. I don't want to go jogging in Pasadena or Los Angeles anymore and see a tramp having a shite. I'm sick of it. I don't want to get a needle in my fucking toenail while I'm running. I don't want to walk past Burger King and see a prosy wanking a fucking John off. I don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see it. It's not white flight. It's anybody who's not a communist flight. So sort your fucking life out. Pretty, you are dog shit. Pretty shitty. You and the entire Conservative Party needs to die, and I will see communists in fucking Downing Street to achieve that aim. If we need to have 4 years of total shambles where we can all just go to ground, fucking stay in our houses and hope for the best, I'll do it. The Conservative Party needs to die. Peter Hitchens was once again ahead of the game. He made this point 10 years ago on Question Time. I disagreed with him. Now I'm with him. I voted for Boris Johnson. I'm a fucking moron. I'll never vote Conservative again. The party needs to fucking burst into flames and then I will piss on the grave. Something needs to come that's actually remotely conservative. Not fucking far right, socially liberal, because we all want everybody to be able to do whatever they want to do. Socially liberal, fiscally conservative, and most importantly, conservative of our traditions, ideals, culture, history. Welcoming, sensible, centrist conservatism. It needs to come back, and to that end, the party of this pot-bellied fucking lollipop boy needs to die. And I hope you'll all join me in making it happen. All right? I'm done. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I'll be back tomorrow. All right? Cheers. Take it easy.